This is Don O'Malley with Don's Breakfast Cereal Show. We're showing Radar Patrol versus Sky King. This stars Kirk Alyn. Now, Kirk Alyn was mostly known for at this time in the serials as playing not once but twice Superman and Clark Kent. He was also Black Hawk. So I hope you enjoy this show. He plays a spy crusher in this one. So see you later.
Before the disaster of Pearl Harbor, this nation was harassed by the insidious forces of the Spy King. That disaster was the signal for the beginning of a wave of sabotage aimed at crippling our resources. Victory and peace brought to an end this terror, and we learned who was responsible. A sinister, elusive figure, John Baroda, a man of obscure origin and unknown nationality. Despite the widest dragnet, he has managed to remain at large. Still a menace, still a threat to our peace.
That's quite a frightening picture, Mr. Lord.
No, Miss Hughes, it wasn't intended to alarm you. But to give you some idea of the kind of opposition you might run into.
Well, what makes you think that this bizarre character, Baroda, would try to interfere with our building an experimental radar station?
A lot of reasons. The idea of building a radar ring around this nation as a protection against invasion by enemy planes has excited the capitals of the world.
And do they know that the Keystone Station will be built somewhere in the border area?
Yes, but they don't know exactly where.
I see. And you believe it's Baroda's task to find this out?
Precisely. There are definite indications that they're watching every move we make, and we're trying to outwit their watchers. That's why your orders are sealed in this. Now, you're not to give this up to anyone or to open it until he properly identifies himself with the matching half of this badge.
And who is this he that I'm going to be working with?
He is Chris Calvert, formerly one of the top men in the OSS. His cloak and dagger experience, plus training in camouflage, makes him the ideal choice for the job. You'll use the station wagon that's waiting downstairs. I'll see if it's ready. All ready. Goodbye, Miss Hughes, and good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Lord.
Stay with him till I get the girl out of here. Following us. Better let me take care of the briefcase.
If it gets too serious, I'll destroy it.
That car's gaining on us. If you're wise, you'll hand over that briefcase. I'm acting on orders.
So am I. Can you identify yourself?
There's no time for that now. Give me that briefcase.
Relax. Does this mean anything to you?
Why, of course. Then you're Chris Calvert. And here's the other half. Now, would you mind telling me what this is all about?
I will. Just as soon as we get underway.
Nitra? Any trace of Joan Hughes?
None at all. Since she was picked up by Calvert, we haven't been able to find the slightest clue to their whereabouts.
Then they've won the first round.
It's still early in the game.
I know, but it makes it more difficult to operate against them. Once they establish the Keystone Station, our movements across the border will be limited.
Your radar interceptor should take care of that difficulty.
A wise observation. In fact, this will be the means of our discovering their radar station.
I don't understand.
Very simple. We'll fly towards the border.
With every law enforcement agency on the lookout for you?
I said fly toward the border, Nitra. Remember, this is a surplus army plane. A casual observer will still think it's in the government service. And should there be a radar station in operation, the interceptor will warn us.
I see. And from that, you'll be able to determine its location.
Exactly. From then on, we'll make our plans accordingly.
There it is, Chris. We're in business.
Well, no wonder the bureau chief picked you to help install this radar station.
Thanks, Chris. But this is only the beginning. The real test will come after we install the ultracycle system. the basis for the radar ring.
Yes, of course. In the meantime, how about a test of this setup? The Border City airliner is due to fly over in a few minutes, and I'd like to see if we can pick it up.
It's a good idea. Sounds like a car stopping.
Well, that could be. I'll have a look.
Chris, this letter's addressed to you. Dear Mr. Calvert, in eager response to the request of your superior, Mr. Franklin Lord, I'm assigning the bearer, Lieutenant Manuel Agura of the Border Patrol, to assist you in your splendid project for the future defense of our two great nations. Here, let me help you, Lieutenant Agura.
Oh, you know me, Miss...
Hughes, Joan Hughes. We just found this letter in your pocket.
I'm Calvert.
How do you do?
Won't you sit down, Lieutenant? I'm awfully sorry, but had we known before that
Oh, that's all right. I understand. I was told not to get in touch with you until you were ready to receive me. But today we received another report of a strange plane, an unidentified transporter that's been cruising back and forth near the border every night.
Where does this plane come from? And where does it go?
No one seems to know. It is much faster than any of our planes.
Mr. Lord told me that Baroda escaped from Europe in a refitted transport. He may be using it as a mobile hideout. Maybe we can pick it up on the radar.
That's why I've come here, to learn about your radar. Also, if the plane should be in the air tonight, perhaps we could be warned in time to intercept it.
It's worth a try, Joan.
Getting dangerously close to the border?
So, do you think I'd take any chances if I wasn't sure of the absolute accuracy of this interceptor? The moment we are the target of any radar device, we'll know it.
That hum you hear is from the revolving antenna. This dial controls the reception of radio wave that bounces back from the target. This one controls the pattern on the oscilloscope.
Miss Hughes, can't we just call it a scope?
Of course. Here, take a look. Now, that first little rise, or pip, near the center, indicates our station. That second little pip, further down the baseline, indicates the echo from a target, which is probably the Border City airline.
I see another pip there.
That could be the mysterious transport.
We'll find out soon enough by checking the location and the direction. That second plane's flying toward Border City from the southeast at about 200 miles an hour.
There is no airlane from that direction.
How soon can you get the Border Air Patrol after that plane?
As soon as I can put a call through.
We're in range. Hugo, turn back. Destination L4.
L4.
Yes, sir.
Nitra, the border area map.
The range is widening. They've turned back.
Hold that call, Manuel. What are the chances of interception?
Not very much. Plane's going out a lot faster than it came in. This unit only has a range of 300 miles.
Well,
It's no use. If that was Baroda's plane, something made him turn back. Or maybe he's got some trick up his sleeve.
Well, we can try it again tomorrow.
And you can have your planes in the air ready to strike.
Good. I'll see you in the morning. Good night, Miss Hughes.
Good night.
I'll see you to the door, Lieutenant.
Then according to your calculations, their radar unit is concealed somewhere within a 10-mile radius of the Alameda Flats area.
Correct. Now, tomorrow you'll contact Ricco and canvass every building in the area large enough to house a short-range radar unit.
Right.
Here, I'll get it.
Good morning. May I come in?
Just what is it you want?
Well, I'm Emma Perkins, and I sell rural encyclopedias.
Oh, I don't mean to appear rude, Miss Perkins, but I don't think...
But it won't cost you a cent. It's absolutely free for 1 month while you look it over.
I don't think there would...
But it wouldn't hurt you none to leave it here, and it would help me.
Very well, then.
Thank you so much. I'll see you in 30 days, then.
Goodbye.
Who was that, Joan?
Some poor woman selling encyclopedias.
Oh, that's strange. Way out here in this wilderness.
Who knows? Maybe that's where you're supposed to sell them.
That was Joan Hughes, all right, and she took the book.
You sure that stuff in it will force them out?
Or knock them out. We'll know in just about 2 minutes.
I can't seem to pick up a thing.
Maybe our mysterious friend is... You smell anything?
Smells like acid fumes.
Dutch, bring the car around fast.
Let's get some air in here, quick.
I'll open the door. Chris! Help!
What happened? They got away with Joan. Notify the police. Tell them to block all roads and be on the lookout for that car. I'm going after them.
All right.
Head for the garage hideout in town.
How about that guy following us?
I think we can take care of him easy enough. Slow down a little. Head for the garage hideout in town.
How about that guy following us?
I think we can take care of him easy enough. Slow down a little.
You don't know what a great pleasure this is for me, Miss Hughes.
Maybe for you, but it's certainly not for me.
Oh, I think when you get to know me a little bit better, you won't feel this way.
I know enough about you and your spy activities to have only one feeling about you. And that is you should both be in front of a firing squad.
Nitra, talk is cheap. You know this stalwart type of a heroine.
Yes, they'd rather sacrifice their lives foolishly than help us.
I don't think we'll have to resort to those means, will we, Miss Hughes? You see, I know the plans of the government to build a radar ring around this country, and that yours is the key station for experiments.
Well, since you seem to know so much, I don't see why you should need my help.
That's the rub. There is some information I do not have that you can supply.
Me give you information? You're wasting your time.
Not even for the right price?
I'm sorry, but I don't trade in government secret.
There's other means of breaking down a stubborn will such as yours, Miss Hughes. Nitra, prepare the morphitol. 1 cc of a 4% solution. Just a minute, Miss Hughes. Just a minute, please. Then maybe you will oblige by rolling up your own sleeve.
I'll do nothing of the kind.
Then allow me. Now, this will be painless and harmless. But once it takes effect, you'll be absolutely powerless to refuse any instructions and follow them out that I give you. Can you hear me, Joan Hughes?
Yes.
Where do you keep the secret records and documents concerning your work on the radar project?
At the Keystone Radar Station. There's a safe for that purpose.
Do you know the combination of that safe?
Yes.
Then these are your instructions. You will be taken to the radar station. Once there, you will go alone to the secret files on the shipment of the radar equipment and quietly remove it. Do you understand?
I understand.
You know the rest of the plan. Take her.
What about Chris Calvert at the radar station?
Don't worry about him. I'll assure you he'll be busy elsewhere.
All we can do now is sit and wait and see what Baroda's next move is. Hello.
Is this Chris Calvert?
Yes, who are you?
If you want to find Joan Hughes, go to the Wooden Shack, corner of York and 48th.
Hello? 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 Come on, we've got a date at York and 48th. There's nothing around here.
No, that phone call must have been a fake.
Let's go back to the station and see if we can put a tracer on it. Certainly we're a couple of fools for running off on a wild goose chase.
Do you think this might be Baroda's work?
I don't know, but we'll soon find out. Manuel, look, there's Joan. Take care, Joan. I'm going after them.
Ricco.
That guy's a rough customer. Anyway, we got what we came after.
Yeah, but we're not going to go very far with it. Take a look at that gas gauge.
If we can keep rolling another couple of minutes, I think we'll make it.
Where to?
Tammy's garage. It's in that little town about a half a mile ahead.
I'll close that door.
Never mind, we've got to leave right away.
What's wrong?
Gas trouble. Take a look at that tank.
You've got plug. It'll take a little while to fix it.
How about that car?
You can use it. I'll have it ready for you in a minute.
Okay, hurry it up, will you?
She's all ready. Stand where you are.
And that's the story. We got the shipping invoices, but we lost Joan Hughes.
Really a very small loss, Nitra. Miss Hughes served her purpose and served it well. This is what we were after.
I don't quite understand. I thought that
I thought you knew that our plans could change at a moment's notice. With this equipment, I can build an anti-radar weapon that'll make the radar ring an absolutely useless method of defense.
I see. And at the same time, by getting hold of this equipment, you can delay the completion of the Keystone radar station.
Quite right. And then we'll have something to sell besides our services to the foreign powers.
Wonderful.
Now you'll contact Ricco. Set up Plan B to take over the cargo of the shipment.
Right.
If I could only remember what I did.
Well, this is the last batch. It should tell us something.
This is it, Chris. I see what's missing now. It's the shipping invoices from the Apex Electronics Corporation.
And if I'm not mistaken, the shipping data was in that envelope, too. It was a security plan I had set up with the bonded trucking company.
And Baroda has that information in his hands right now.
Yes. But there should be time to stop the transshipment by truck. You see, the equipment wasn't due at the depot until this morning. And the company was going to phone when the truck left.
Thank heavens, and there's still a chance to call them to reroute the shipment.
There sure is. Hello? Bonded Trucking Company? Yes, this is Chris Calvert speaking. What? Oh, thank you. The truck left 5 minutes ago.
Chris, we can't let that truck fall into the hands of Baroda's gang, or we'll be delayed for weeks.
There's still time to get to it before Baroda's men.
Let me go with you.
Manuel, hold the fort.
All right, Chris.
You don't suppose we've missed it?
No. The time we made, we should run into it within the next mile.
What's the big idea of blocking the road? Why don't you...
Okay, get going. And tell them to get everything ready to transfer the equipment from this truck.
There's the truck, Joan, straight ahead.
Why is it parked there?
We'll know soon enough.
That's Calvert. Get her started. I'll cover you and hop in the back.
We've got a flat tire. Get a hold of Manuel. Tell him to spread a drag net for a truck of that description and keep in touch with us. We'll try to pick up the trail as soon as I get this tire changed.
Right. Calling KS4. Calling KS4. This is JH.
Come in, J.H.
Truck with radar equipment stolen. Vicinity, Bedford Highway Junction. Traveling south. Alert all agencies to be on the lookout for it.
Okay, J.H.
And keep me informed.
Right.
Calling Highway Patrol. Calling Highway Patrol.
pack this radar stuff in the laundry hampers inside so we can smuggle them to the plane. While you're working around here, you better get in these things.
What for?
Listen, we went to a lot of trouble to get this stuff. We can't afford to slip up on a little thing like being in the wrong outfit.
Okay.
Ames, get this truck out of here. Ditch it somewhere along the highway.
Chris Calvert. Calling Chris Calvert.
Calvert speaking. Come in, Manuel.
The latest report on that truck search by a Civil Air Patrol observer. He just spotted an abandoned truck in Shadow Canyon just off of Rio Vista Highway. It could be the one you're looking for.
Thanks, Manuel. We'll take a look. This is it, all right. And it looks like they did a pretty thorough cleaning job.
Which puts us right back where we started from.
Wait a minute. What's this? Green Star Laundry.
Say, you don't suppose that's where those men may have taken our shipment?
Let's find out. And that's how they use the laundry trucks to smuggle our shipment to their hideout.
What I can't understand, Chris, is why Baroda went to all that trouble.
Well, it's got us puzzled, too. From the beginning, we thought he was out to destroy our equipment.
Maybe he has some fantastic notion of using it to build a radar device of his own.
Hold everything. We've just gotten a terrific break.
What is it?
This telegram from Washington. It explains an error in the last radar shipment. 2 gamma-ray tubes were accidentally substituted for the ultra-wave anitrons we ordered.
See, that is a break. If Baroda has any ideas of doing any radar building, he'll find those tubes absolutely useless.
More important than that, don't they set up a pulsating electronic field?
Sure, why do you ask?
Well, from what little I know, such a field would be a target, just like a plane.
Of course it would.
And there's no reason why we can't find out where Baroda has taken that equipment.
Right.
Oh, I never thought of that. Let's see what we can get.
And when I finished building my anti-radar device and demonstrated it, the foreign powers will outdo themselves trying to buy it.
Yes, the price should come high for the idea of making a radar ring obsolete.
Indeed. Now let's see what we have here.
I've got it, Chris. A stationary target about 270 miles southeast of here.
Manuel, get the border area map, quickly.
Nitra, did these come with the shipment off the truck?
Of course. Is there anything wrong?
These are gamma-ray tubes. Something that'll give away our position. We're in the target area right now.
Do you think it was a plant?
There's no time to think. We've got to get out of radar range. No. I've got a better idea. You and Ricco will use these to set a trap for our illustrious Mr. Calvert. You will take these to the Santa Cruz area. And there, Ricco will prepare...
This must be the place, this mountain plateau.
You can take a plane and fly over it.
Chris, the target's moving.
Which way?
Toward the border.
If they stay in range, we can overtake them.
I'll keep you advised of the target's movement by radio.
Let's go.
Gamma ray tubes are in here.
Good. Calvert should be here soon.
Yes. How about you? Are you ready?
This will only take a few more minutes.
Well, better hurry. I'll meet you at my car.
Calling Chris Calvert. Calling Chris Calvert.
This is Chris Calvert. Come in, Joan.
The target still remains halted in an area 24 miles from Santa Cruz Arroyo.
Thanks, Joan.
That's only about a mile south of here.
Yes, I know.
When Calvert trips this, he'll have about 30 seconds to live. Let's get back to the car.
Hold it.
Take their guns, Manuel.
out of here before that truck blows.
That was a fine trap Baroda set up for us.
Maybe he set it up for himself.
How's that?
Do you remember where we first spotted that target?
Yes, but it moved.
Sure. That must be where Baroda got wise and set up this welcome for us. So, the first place we spotted that target on our radar must be the plane's hideout.
That's right. But still, it was only an approximate location.
Yes, I know. But we can pick up a few aerial photographs from the Civil Aeronautics, and that may give us the clue we're looking for.
That's a good idea.
So you see, Joan? The whole idea is to compare these aerial survey photographs taken 6 months apart, and any great difference between them will indicate what we're looking for. And I think we've got something right there.
One area seems darker than the other.
The dark spot is on the recent picture.
In other words, the Baroda's hideout is there. He's gone overboard in camouflaging it.
Exactly. And by flying over the area, I can make sure that's where his plane is hidden. I'll keep in touch with you here.
So Mr. Calvert and his friend Agura got away, huh?
It couldn't be helped. We had everything.
I know. But that doesn't change the fact that we've got to change our hideout.
I don't see why if we threw them off the trail.
What if they decide to retrace their steps to the location from which they got their first impulse on the radar?
You're right. We can't take any chances.
I'll give orders for the strip to be cleared for the takeoff. You make sure that every piece of evidence in the area is destroyed before we leave.
Right. All clear.
We're ready, Hugo. Take off.
Calling Manuel.
Go ahead, Chris.
I've located Baroda's plane, but he's taken off. I'll stay with him. You notify the Border Air Patrol. He's flying an Army plane. Still has the service markings.
Right. Calling all Border Patrol planes. Chris Calvert is trailing unidentified aircraft believed to be transport headquarters of Baroda.
I don't think Mr. Calvert will slip through our fingers again. Hugo, there's a plane trailing us. Throttle down so he can catch up with us. Look at the shells, Nitra.
Calvert bears a charmed life.
Don't worry, Nitra. It won't be for long.
Chris, what happened?
Baroda blasted the plane, but I bailed out in time.
Thank heavens you had us worried stiff. Where are you now?
I'm at Garfield Road and Highway 66.
Shall I pick you up?
Yes. I'd like to go out to where Baroda had his plane hidden. There's a chance I might pick up a clue there.
Good, I'll be there in a jiffy.
Fine.
Hugo, head 12 miles due east to Crown Plateau. You'll find the usual landing strip marker.
Crown Plateau? Okay.
Somehow I don't see the end in sight for us. We still haven't been able to stop them from building that Keystone radar station.
No, but we have delayed them. And the time element is vital to our plans. Read this. It's from one of our agents in the East. He will have information on the shipment of the Aconatron tube within 24 hours.
Why, that would complete your work on the counter radar device.
Precisely. And when I do, a radar ring around the United States or any other country will be worthless.
That should arouse enough interest in the foreign powers to make them try to outbid each other.
And bring us a handsome price. In the meantime, when we land, you'll leave to arrange a purchase of gasoline.
The usual sources?
Yes, only one precaution. It's to be stored in the underground tanks of Vasquez Tunnel.
Should be simple enough.
Doesn't look as though they left very much.
Nope. All that's left is a few empty oil drums.
Lot of good they'll do us. They're stripped of all their labels and markers.
Hey, Joan. Look at this.
Looks as though it might have been a label. It's too bad it's burned. That might have been the clue you were looking for.
It still can be. I'll use infrared film on that and bring that printing out as fresh as a daisy. What's our latest progress report?
Well, first, the Iconatron tube is completed. Should be shipped within the next week.
Well, good.
Second, arrangements have been completed with City Power on the direct hookup with the output generator at Crown Heights Dam.
Wonderful. You understand, Manuel, when these two steps are completed, Keystone will be able to demonstrate its ultra-frequency radar power.
What you say is fine. But with Baroda still at large, every step must be taken with the greatest caution.
We're not forgetting that. That's why we want to see where this leads to. Intercity Oil Company, 45 Dover Road. This may be our big chance to put a dent in Baroda's armor. Manuel, you stay here.
Right.
Come on, Joan.
Good luck.
All right, that's the last load. Hurry it up. They're just about loaded. It'll be by to pick you up in a few minutes.
Okay.
This is it, all right. We may have trouble here. Have you got a gun?
Yes, I have one.
Fine.
Here's the dough for the stuff. wait outside.
See you again soon, Rick.
Okay.
Back up, Ricco. Keep your hands on our desk. Joan, call Manuel. Tell him to get some men out here, quick.
Here's the truck now. Hold them down till I get going, then make a run for it.
Okay.
Keep them busy, Joan. Get rolling, fast.
Head for Vasquez's cave. I'll send Jackson around to help you unload and empty the drums. Herb just came in with the last load of gasoline. Go on up and help him load it into the tank.
Drop it. Looks like you're lost, bud. This is the right way. Come on. This guy was looking for you or somebody.
Why, Jackson. Don't you know? He's an old friend of mine. As soon as you finish unloading that gasoline, bring Herb down here, and we'll give this guy a good reception.
So we lost our valuable supply of gasoline and a chance to do business with Intercity Oil any longer.
We won't cry over such a loss. The main thing is that Calvert was thrown off of our trail.
I'd like to see him thrown a lot further.
He will be after our next move.
What's that?
To strike at Keystone's power supply. Destroy that, and that'll delay them long enough for me to finish my counter-radar device.
Which puts the radar ring out of business and brings us a handsome price from a foreign power.
Let's not count our chickens too soon. There's a job to be done.
I'm ready.
The first step is to get the auto monitor being shipped to the Keystone radar station. It's at the Border City Express Depot. You and Ricco are to appear there as Chris Calvert and Joan Hughes to claim it.
How about credentials?
Here they are, with a signed release. You'll have no trouble fooling the clerk.
Good.
You're Chris Calvert?
That's right. And this is Miss Hughes of the Keystone Radar Station.
How do you do?
How do you do? This shipment is here all right, but I'll have to see your release order before I can turn it over to you.
Yeah, can't be too careful these days.
Pardon me. It's all right. If you'll just sit here, I'll get your package for you out of the stockroom vault.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Calvert speaking.
Hello, Mr. Calvert. This is the receiving clerk down at the express depot. There's a man here impersonating you.
What does he want?
He has a release order for the shipment consigned to you from Eastern Electronics.
Stall him. I'll be there in less than 5 minutes.
Right.
What's wrong, Chris?
Somebody's after that auto monitor shipment. Let's get down there.
Where is it?
I'm terribly sorry. A couple of tags got mixed up. The clerk will have it straightened out in just a few minutes. If you'll wait.
You're stalling. Give me that shipment.
I just explained
You heard what I said. I'll give you just 1 minute to get me that shipment.
Okay. It's in the safe.
Open it quick. Come on, hurry up.
There it is.
This lug might have tipped somebody off. We gotta get out of here.
Chris, there's Ricco.
Sure is.
Get it out of here.
tailing us.
Let him. I've got Gorman parked at the Riverside turnoff. He'll take care of him. Ricco calling Gorman. Ricco calling Gorman.
Gorman speaking.
Chris Calvert is tailing us in a light convertible. We'll lead him past you.
Okay, Chief. I'll stop him.
For the grace of a flat tire, we would be.
Yeah. And there, with Baroda's blessing, goes our auto monitor. Okay. Thanks. That was Eastern Electronics. They're sending out another auto monitor.
Well, that's a help. Once we install it, we'll be ready for our first operative test.
I still can't understand for what earthly reason Baroda stole it.
His usual tactics. To delay us as long as possible, I suppose.
I just got a report from the work camp at your transformer feeder station. About 20 minutes ago, a man answering the description of Ricco got away with an empty supply truck.
An empty supply truck? Well, that's a new twist. Which way to go?
North on the Ridge Road.
The Ridge Road? Why, that road leads to the main power transformer.
Notify the police. Have them flash an all-points alarm. If I'm not mistaken, this business ties in with the missing auto monitor.
Well, where are you going?
After that truck.
Finish wiring this up. We'll start the truck rolling for that transformer.
Hold it.
What are you doing with this truck?
Why, nothing at all.
Yeah? What's that rigging in the back?
Oh, nothing special. You want to take a look? Load him in the truck. He'll never know what hit him.
horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty Hi-Yo Silver, the Lone Ranger. Hi-Yo Silver! Away! With his faithful Indian companion Tonto, the daring and resourceful masked rider of the plains led the fight for law and order in the early West. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear. The Lone Ranger rides again.
Only in Boone County does Wells Fargo have a perfect record of no successful holdups. And that's because the stage line franchise there is held by one of the most remarkable women of the Old West, Cannonball McKay.
Yeah, get along there. That's all right, Clem. I can manage.
Soft-spoken, hard-driving, sharp shooting. She had always been respected as the most honest stage driver in all Boone County, until Clem Jones came to work for her. Friendless, half-crippled, only 2 weeks out of prison. Why has Cannonball just taken him in as her assistant? That's one of the answers the Lone Ranger and Tonto are here to find out.
I'm going into town to see my old friend Marshal Hanley. I'll see you in camp later.
We'll be waiting for you, Savvy.
Got you that time. You sure did. Come on in. Howdy, Marshal.
Jim, he's masked.
Sure, he's masked. This is the Lone Ranger. Meet Doc Tate. Glad to know you, Doctor. Well, what brings you here? I'm curious about Cannonball McKay and Clem Jones.
Reckon nobody knows much about them, friend. Not even me. And I'm Clem's doctor.
Oh? Something wrong with him?
Poor old fella has a bad arm. Heard it years ago in that stagecoach holdup that sent him to jail.
I see. But if Cannonball's as honest as they say, why should she take in the next convict as a partner?
That's something we'd all like to know, but Cannonball won't talk.
Marshal, I'd like a closer look at those two.
That's easy enough arranged. The stage is due in any minute now. Come along.
Fine.
I got to shove on to Rushville in 10 minutes.
You're not shoving on to anywhere, Cannonball.
What do you mean? My contract with Wells Fargo's still good. Pulling out of here on schedule.
No, you're not. Wells Fargo's not going to lose any shipments if I can help it.
Well, I never lost him a shipment of gold yet, have I?
No. But you never had a crook working for you. Up till now.
Nobody's going to call me a crook again.
Oh, no?
Pull that trigger at Clem Collins and it'll be the last shot you'll ever fire.
Put up your gun.
You better do like he says. This masked man's a friend of mine, and he can outshoot even you, Cannonball.
What's the ruckus, Cannonball? Me and Hash heard you squabbling clean over in our cafe.
Hey, who's the masked hombre? I'm in the same business as the marshal. I try to keep law and order.
That's right, boys.
Now, Cannonball, supposing you tell me why you drew your gun.
I had to, mister. This varmint was calling my helper a crook.
Everybody knows he just did 10 years in the pen for holding up a stagecoach.
Look, Collins, I hire who I want. Clem's a friend of mine. He's served his time, and I know he's reformed. Hasn't he been punished enough? Losing all those years, getting his arm crippled.
No jailbird's going to haul freight for Wells Fargo. You're out of business, Cannonball, as of now.
Hold on, Collins. You're forgetting about Cannonball's contract.
Read that contract. It says I got the right to hold up shipments anytime I think there's danger involved. I'm holding them all up till I get word from the head office.
It's not fair you should take it out on Cannonball just because you hate me. If it weren't for this arm, I'd rip the hide off of you.
Come on, Clem.
I'll see you after a while, Marshal. I have some business to take care of.
Well, Doc, you look worried.
I sure hope Cannonball's right about Clem's reforming.
What do you mean?
I'm thinking of that monthly gold shipment in the Wells Fargo office. With the stage not running, it stays right there, with no one to guard it but Collins. Sure could be mighty tempting to an old hold-up man like Clem.
Well, don't worry about it. If Clem starts acting up, I think the Lone Ranger and I can handle him all right. I'll see you later.
What you learn, Kimasabi?
Practically nothing, Tonto. Yet I still think my hunch is right. Why should this be the only town in the territory that hasn't been robbed? Unless the robbers live here and don't want to throw any suspicion on themselves.
You think maybe that Clem fellow robber?
No, it couldn't be Clem. He's been in jail until recently.
Then maybe Cannonball.
Maybe. But Cannonball doesn't act like a crook. No one who'd fight to protect old Clem the way she did could really be bad.
Maybe that just put-up job, throw you off track.
I don't know, Tonto. You ride into town. Keep your eye on Cannonball and Clem. Whoever's behind these robberies is dangerous and very clever. We've got to find out who it is at any cost. You go ahead.
Clem! Oh, Clem!
Hi, Doc. Want me for something?
Just thought you might like to earn $10. I got to get this letter to Rushville right away, and with the stage not running, there's no way to send it.
$10? I didn't think there was anyone in this town who'd trust me with that much money.
I'm on your side, Clem. If you take the road through Hidden Valley, it'll take you but a few hours.
Thanks, Doc. You're a nice guy.
What do you want, Doc? The office is closed today. Heard you were took sick, so I came right over.
What is this? Who told you that? I'm feeling fine.
You won't be for long.
Wait a minute. I don't get it.
Open that safe, quick.
You mean you're the one that's been pulling all them holdups?
Who else would be smart enough to?
You heard what he said. Open the safe. Sure. Anything to say? What do you know? Old Doc Tate, the leader of a hold-up gang.
Quick, Ash. On your horse. Now we got you dressed like Clem. Try to act like him. Remember, you got a stiff arm.
Just like you say, Doc.
Be sure the marshal sees you heading for Hidden Valley. That's where I sent Clem.
Somebody run out of the express office. Looks like Clem Jones. He's heading for Hidden Valley, Marshal.
It's Collins, Marshal. He's dead. He got away with all the gold. Let's go after him, and he can't get far. You're going back to town.
What for? I didn't do anything. I was...
Save your voice. We're holding you for the murder of Jim Collins.
Murder?
That's right. We'll have a chance to explain back at the Wells Fargo office. Get going.
follow Clem into plenty trouble, Kimosabe. Him arrested for murder.
Murder?
Ah. Marshal think him kill Collins, but him not guilty.
Where's Clem now, Tonto?
Marshal and posse take him to express office.
We're right into town. You can tell me the details on the way. Come on.
Over there, Clem.
Sit down. All right, where's the gold?
What gold?
The gold you stole from this office just a little while ago.
I didn't steal any gold.
No, and I don't suppose you killed Collins either.
But I wasn't here.
Don't lie, Clem. I heard you threaten him this morning, and we all saw you run out of this office right after the shooting.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was just delivering this here letter to Rushville for Doc Tate. That right, Kimosabe? Me see Doc give him letter.
Well, now I know you're lying, Clem. This letter's addressed to the Second National Bank. There isn't any Second National Bank in Rushville.
What's the matter here, Marshal? Hash and Portney told me about Clem killing Collins. I just took his body over to the undertaker. Anything else I can do?
Yeah, I'm glad you got here, Doc. Clem says you gave him this letter to deliver.
Why, Clem, whatever made you want to tell a lie like that?
That no lie. Me tell.
Wait.
Tell him the truth, Doc. You give me $10 to deliver that letter.
No, Clem. Would I pay you $10 to deliver a letter with nothing written on it?
So that's it. You framed me so you could steal the gold yourself. Well, I'll get you.
Let's put a rope around his neck, Marshal.
Yeah, that'll make him tell us where the gold's hid.
Hold it. You're not putting any rope around Clem's neck. Come as soon as I heard you were arrested, Clem. I know you never killed Collins.
That isn't what the evidence says, Cannonball, and I'm taking him to jail.
When everybody's already made up their mind he's guilty, he won't be safe there a minute.
Don't worry, I'm not aiming to keep him there. It's too late to leave now, but you hitch up your stage in the morning and we'll drive him to Rushville. That way, he'll get a fair trial.
All right, Marshal. But if anyone harms Clem, you'll have me to reckon with.
I'm locking my prisoner up, and I don't want any trouble.
Come here, Porky. We gotta finish Clem off before he gets that fair trial the Marshal was talking about.
Why, Doc? He's got no way of proving he's innocent.
Maybe not. But that masked hombre who came to town this morning, I don't like the way he sniffs out the truth. Hash, reckon you could plant blasting powder under the jail without the Marshal catching you?
Sure, Doc, but I'll have to go up to the shack to get it.
How long will it take?
Hour and a half.
All right. Set it to go off 2 hours from now. 5 p.m. sharp. Let's go.
Why you not let me help Clem by telling truth?
Because it would be just your word against Doc's, Tonto. The only way to prove Doc's guilty is to find out where he's hidden that gold.
How we make him talk?
By outsmarting him. We don't have much time. It's a terrible trap Doc's setting for Clem. I wonder what would happen if he got caught in it himself. That's a deadly weapon, Cannonball.
What do you want?
Same thing you do, to help Clem. Cannonball, the men who framed Clem are planning to kill him before we can prove he's innocent.
I figured as much. That's why I'm loading this.
You think that's the best way?
It's the only way. Those hombres don't care nothing about law and order, but they got a lot of respect for lead when it's coming at them.
You won't solve anything by stooping to their methods.
What am I supposed to do then? Wait till they murder Clem, like they did Collins?
I have a plan I think will prevent that. I'm on my way to see Doc Tate now. Do you suppose you could persuade Porky Wade to be at the Marshal's office right away?
I reckon so. Why?
Because he and Doc think Hash is going to blow the jail up at 5 o'clock. Now, what they don't know is this. My friend Tonto will be under the jail, not Hash.
What's the trouble, Marshal? The masked man said you wanted to see me right away.
Oh, yes. Sit down, Doc. We just wanted to ask you a few questions.
Get in there.
Porky. What's the meaning of this, Marshal? Forcing law-abiding citizens to come here at the point of a gun.
From what the Lone Ranger's been telling me, I'm not sure anymore just who is law-abiding and who isn't.
If you're not, Marshal, you're the only man in town who's confused. Now, what about those questions you wanted to ask me?
Sure, Doc, right away. Just let me fill out this report first. Nothing like taking plenty of time and doing things right, is there?
See here, Marshal. You were in a big enough hurry to get us over here. Let's get to those questions.
Yes, sorry to keep you waiting. Suppose you do the asking.
There are just two questions. Who murdered Collins and where's the gold hidden?
Seems to me Clem's the one to answer that.
No, Doc. You are.
Me? There's no evidence against me.
Maybe not. But I have reasons to believe you're guilty. I'm going to prove it if we have to stay here and question you all night.
All night?
Why so interested in the clock, Porky? You've been watching it for the last 20 minutes.
No reason.
Doc, what I want to know is this.
You're not moving.
What is this, Engine?
Put up hands.
Sure. Whatever you say.
Tell me once again, where were you when Collins was shot?
I've already told you. In my office.
Look, Doc, it's nearly 5. We got to get out of here.
Shut up.
I'm not going to stay here and die. If you don't tell him, I will.
Tell us what, Doc?
Blasting powder. Under the jail. It's set to go at 5 o'clock.
You must have had a good reason for wanting to blow up the jail and kill Clem.
Don't waste time talking. We got to get out.
My friends and I will. But you and Porky will stay right here, unless you prefer to tell the truth.
I've told you the truth. There's nothing else.
All right, Marshal. Lock them up.
Inside, you two. Come on, let's go.
Come on out.
Well, Marshal, it looks like those two rather stay here and die than tell the truth. We'd better get out of here before it's too late.
Wait! Wait! I'll talk. Oh, no, you won't. Reach! All of you!
This bag carries more than medicine, mister.
So I see.
Unlock this cell, Marshal. I'm afraid he's got us.
All he's got is a gun, Marshal. You have the key. That's worth a lot more as long as that clock keeps ticking.
Are you crazy? Don't you realize we'll all be blown to kingdom come in another minute?
That's right, unless you talk first.
I'll never talk. You'll die with me. What's that noise?
You ought to know, Doc. Didn't you tell someone to plant blasting powder under the jail?
Hush! Hush! Don't light the fuse. It's me, Porky!
We can't hear you, Porky. This jail's built solid.
Get us out of here. Get us out!
Not until you tell us the truth.
All right. I'll tell. It was Porky killed Collins.
That's a lie! It was Doc, and the gold's hid in his medicine cabinet.
You fool! Now you've given them proof. Look out!
Oh! Cannonball's been shot.
A bullet wound in the hand is hardly fatal. Better get that glove off, Marshal.
Hey, here, gun. You all right, Kimasabi?
Yes, Dono. Where's Hash?
Him tied up outside. You have close call. Jail almost blew up on time.
Why, that's a wedding ring. I didn't know you were married, Cannonball. Who's your husband?
Clem is, Marshal. And he's the best husband a woman ever had.
Cannonball, you promised not to tell.
It's better this way, Clem, honey. I'm not ashamed of being married to you.
Why did you keep it a secret, Cannonball?
Clem made me promise, mister. He said that I'd be hurt bad enough having him work for me. He said if the folks here knew I was married to him, they'd never have nothing to do with me again.
That was foolish of you, Clem. If Cannonball's friends turned against her because of you, why, they wouldn't be worth having.
I reckon you're right, friend. You hurry up and get well, Cannonball, and then we'll face them all together.
I think you'll find out from now on that most of them will be on your side.
Dad, burn it, these new petticoats itch something fierce. Wished I was still wearing my old duds.
Say, I plumb forgot what a pretty female you was when you dressed up proper. Kiss me, woman.
In front of all them horses? What do you think I am, a sissy? If anybody deserves a kiss, it's those two. Tonto and the Lone Ranger.
A streak of lightning, more powerful than the pounding surf, mightier than a roaring hurricane. This amazing stranger from the planet Krypton, the Man of Steel, Superman. Possessing remarkable physical strength, Superman fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice, disguised as a mild-mannered newspaper reporter, Clark Kent.
Stupid. It's about time you showed up. Come on, hand it over.
Okay, boss. Here it is. This is a swell racket, boss. And this Superman outfit, it works like a charm. Gee, boss, it was only a fin.
Next time, it'll be a Mickey fin.
Friend turns foe. Well, that's ridiculous. It couldn't be Superman. What do you make of it, Clark?
Hey, you two. The editor wants you to cover the opera tonight. And don't forget, it's formal.
Good. Now I can wear my new evening gown.
of fame as she came, like the future seemed to loom, till her clear, brilliant sphere knew with light dispel the gloom. Oh, she fled, quickly fled, all my joy in fleeting gleam, as I wake, hopes forsake, robbing me of God, dreams of God like
It is Superman.
Well, my double's in for some trouble.
Superman, you got me all wrong. It ain't me. Honest, it ain't me. It's the boss. He made me do it. Oh, take it easy, will you, Mr. Superman? Give me a chance. I'll come clean. I'll talk. Honest, I'll talk. Oh, don't touch me.
I knew there was more to the story.
Well, did you enjoy the opera? What's the matter, stupid? Did you lose your tongue? Don't stand there like a dummy. Give me the jewels. Are you trying to double-cross me? Why, you...
Hey, boss, that's Mr. Superman.
Well, I didn't expect to see you here.
You play Superman.
Boy, have I got a story. What's the matter, Bright Eyes? The opera get you down?
Just been dreaming I was Superman.
Fine Superman you'd make.
Well, I can dream, can I?
back again. That was the end of the chapters for this week. Join us again next week for Radar Patrol versus Sky King, starring Kirk Alyn. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you then. Good night.